people, how are we? Are we well?
We
Oh
are
my God.
doing lovely today.
Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Got a lot to talk about, to catch up on what's happening in the world. That's why it is. And here we are. Listen, I'm not in the studio, I'm outside the studio, and they have a little kitten. So if you hear a little jingle, neck jingle bells, all that other stuff, that is this little kitten back here that will not listen or what's the word? Cooperate. There we go. I don't know if kittens cooperate, but this one here is not. I'm like, come on. So if y'all see something jump past my face and me be like, whoa, that's what's happening.
It's the cat.
It's the cat, the little cat. I'm telling you. So just go ahead and just ignore the bells. Just enjoy the bells. Enjoy and ignore. Listen, let's talk about this rapture. Did you know that it was a rapture? They had this African pastor last week was so full of a whole bunch of everything but nothing. Let's just call it what it is. So they had this guy said that the rapture was going to be on September the 23rd, this pastor over in Africa. And they were going live. Correct me if I'm wrong, lovely people, but I think it was 344,000 people that was on the live. And they wanted, I guess, the people that was left behind, I guess that would have been me, to see what would happen if, the rapture really came. And I was sitting there thinking like, okay, if the rapture come, it ain't gonna be me.
We wouldn't be going live.
I'm right. Like, who gonna be here to see it? People like me to report? That's what I was going with that. I said, okay, it's a rapture. They want to go live. And let's see what happened. Well, watch this. It didn't happen. And then the staff went on and took a break.
Oh, wow.
They're like, we'll be back. Who is sitting there waiting? And let me tell y'all, the girl wasn't on live. The reason I know I obtained the information by research, because I'm going to tell you, if it's a rapture, I am not going to be sitting there looking at whoever this person is, waiting on the rapture to see it just disappear, because that's all it's going to be. You're going to be like, oh, we here. My phone's still on live. I am going to be on my knees somewhere repenting, okay? If you telling me
in the church,
right,
in the church house,
or in the private room, wherever you are, if they say the rapture is going to be at this time, but you would think so. We do it every year for New Year's Eve. We bring in the New Year's in church. A lot of people, don't let me speak for everybody. And we bring it in with prayer. Who is over here with the man talking about September the 23rd? And the interesting part is I seen a ton of believers that were engaged in this. And when I say believers, I'm talking church, Bible bangers 3 times a week, 7 days a week if need be, listening to this man that said that it's going to be on this day.
That's what real believers. They're not real believers, because if they were, they wouldn't fall into that trap. They wouldn't fall into that mess if they was real believers.
Now, here's the thing that make me question: how much do you truly believe? Because there's a thing where you can believe, and there's the thing that you truly believe, and there's a thing where you have a little bit of skepticism. There you go, skepticism. Is that a word? I don't know, but it is today. You have some of that where it's like, I believe just in case, you know what I mean? But I'm not for sure. I have an issue because I said, well, if you at church every day, you should know that he said he coming as a thief in the night. So I don't know too many thieves to be like, hey, I'm about to rob your house. And also, no one will know the day nor the hour. Now, I heard that all the
I
time.
was gonna say that. I was gonna say that. Like, so that's why I said they're not true believers, because if they were, how would you sit there watching this man giving you the day and the time? Like, he's not God. And it says no one will know the day or the, you know what I mean? So like, how you
Up, I lost her.
like, seriously, how do you fall into that trap? Somebody giving you a date of the rapture. Hello.
And
Hey, hi.
then you have
I see
us.
you.
Then you have us that's like, are we really like gonna do it? Are we scaring ourselves?
Yes.
And the reason I say scaring, because even with sometimes you can micromanage yourself, sometimes you can overjudge yourself, sometimes you can over criticize that there is no being. Where's the being in it all? And when I say that, I want to talk about that situation as well as the Jimmy Kimmel situation. So much has happened since I seen y'all last that we got to dig in. It's a lot going on. And I think that we are overly criticizing ourselves and overly judging ourselves and just pointing fingers at ourselves. And the reason I say ourselves is because when you look, the man in the mirror, Michael Jackson said, but when you are looking and pointing at someone else, you're really pointing at yourself. Let's get this show started.
Everything that happens is motivation. Everything that happens is motivation.
All right. Everything that happens is motivation. All right. Nick, thank you for inviting me to your home.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm on
I
the
have
other side of
visitors.
the fireplace. The other side.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna go into okay. Tiffany said Prince said 1999. I remember that, girlfriend. Everybody's like, "What we
So
gonna do?"
yeah, it had everybody scared.
Wait a minute though. How many cases of water did you have in the basement? Remember all that?
Right. That was great. People
I'm
buying
gonna
up,
live
even
it.
it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Everybody
Like
just
that. They was tripping.
listen. Peopling.
I just
Yes,
have a
lots of K.
question.
That's what that 1999 going into 2000. That was it.
Right. I just
It's
have a
water.
question though.
Go ahead. What's your question?
1999 going into Y2K. If the world was supposed to end, what in the hell was everybody gonna do with all that water?
What
Why
was you
you
all
have all the water in
what?
the basement? Why?
Listen,
Because if that was the end of the world, what was you supposed to do with all of that? I
it was
don't
gonna be a whole
understand.
it was gonna be a
Overkill.
whole bunch of water for the people that was left behind.
Oh, okay, I guess. Well, not in somebody else's house. Leave it in the stove. Leave it
We're
in
like,
the
we can figure this
storehouse.
out. We can figure this out. How about with this whole twinkling thingy? Talking about the twinkling thingy. The twinkling of an eye with the man over in Africa. The September 23rd. There we go. The September 23rd thing. There were people who gave away vehicles, sold houses like for a buck or so, just dirt cheap because they knew that the rapture was coming and they weren't going to need it.
Why I always miss the good stuff, especially with the vehicle, because I'd have gave mine back. Here you go. I don't got to make no more payments because I bought one for $1. Hey.
Here's the thing. Are those people going to want their stuff back?
I mean, if it was a
If it
legal
didn't happen?
transaction, you just out of luck.
That's what I say.
If
They're
it
not
was a
going to be
legal
able to.
transaction, I ain't giving you nothing back. I bought it. Keep that dollar.
Keep it.
Acquire some more to get you another vehicle or another house. Because no.
Okay, so you're not giving it back and be like, oh,
No, because that's what you get for
you know they
believing in
want you to
something.
be. First of all, they want you to be benevolent. The people want you to be benevolent, and if somebody gifted you with something, and then it didn't happen, I wonder if there was an agreement contingent upon the rapture coming. You can have it, so they have it for a day and give it
If
back,
there
or
was
is it just
agreement,
over?
if it was an agreement, a verbal agreement, nowadays you can record stuff because on phones nowadays they got the little tape recorder where you can record your conversation. Love that. Or you voice recorder. If you record it, yeah. I mean, verbal agreement is still your word against that person's, but if it's recorded and that person knows it's recorded, it's illegal. It's a legal document, like legally binding recording. So if both parties agreed to being recorded, but if there wasn't no recording or you didn't have it written down, where if the rapture didn't happen, I get my stuff back and I give you your dollar back, you just out of luck. Like
I ain't giving
seriously,
it
you're
back.
just out
I'm
of luck.
gone. I'm gone.
It is.
I
That's
didn't
mine.
rapture over to another country or another state.
Okay.
Like everything passed on. Well, that's a prime example of that people believing man and not God. It's giving me
Exactly.
Jim Jones vibes. Remember they drank all that Kool-Aid, they believe that man so much.
Mm-hmm.
Problem. All right, let's slide on into here to this. I'm trying to figure out which story to start with because this was gonna be long. I'm a pin to OJ, and let's go with John Benet Ramsey. Now remember that was over what, 3 decades? Yeah, that was over 3 decades.
Yes.
So the brother speaks out. My thoughts, I said I didn't have shop talk with Mel at the time, but I was still shop talking because I was doing hair, i.e., shop talk with Mel. See, I was in the salon doing hair. I always felt like the parents was covering for the brother. Now,
They
that
were
just
covering for somebody.
that's just me. I want to know what your thoughts are. 619-902-2287. 619-902-2287. We had 3 decades to try to put this story together to see who unalived John Benet Ramsey. You
Yeah,
got any
that's
thoughts?
crazy. Like it's somebody in the family. Like to me, it was somebody in the family. A lot of people felt like it was her dad,
Okay.
and I was kind of teetering on that a little bit. But it's somebody that they're covering in the family that they're covering up for. Like seriously.
You know what? I want to say this. Let me put this out here. Everyone under
Allegedly.
the sound of my voice, listening to Shop Talk with Mel, this is an opinion based show with facts sprinkled in. Okay? Just to
And
cover.
everything is alleged.
That's, listen here, except when it's not. The medical part, ain't. I'm going to talk about that. Because we're going to talk about that acetaminophen too. All
Oh,
right.
okay.
I want to go with Dara Scott. Dara Scott said, if we truly believe in the Lord and his word, there will be no need for fear and chaos because he centers around peace. True.
That part. Thank you.
Okay. Cornell said, whoever did it, he believed was in the house.
Me too. Me
You
too.
too?
Because all them detectives and all that stuff, and they still haven't no leads, no nothing. Come on, it was in house.
In house. All right. That was an easy one. What? Let me see. Do I got some theme music? Where my theme music at? Let's go. Let's ring this bell. No, here we go. OJ Simpson. Now he long gone. Did
Right.
you see where they actually said that a guy confessed? They didn't want to take his confession. He is incarcerated, and he said he was known as, I got alleged. a serial killer that she hired. He was her handyman. And he
I
confessed some
believe
time
it.
ago and before OJ passed, and they didn't want to believe him. They just kept it as it was OJ.
Right.
What's your
And I believe it. Because usually 9 times out of 10, it's the gardener or somebody, you know what I mean? They always want to go. I'm like, if you watch, I watch stuff like that. I'm a crime buff, like
not
when it comes to
wait
stuff
a
like
minute,
that.
not the Scooby Doo resolve.
And
How about it's
who
the gardener?
or somebody? Listen, it was her. Like he said, it was her handyman. So like a lot of times that's what it is, and they cue in on somebody else, and they have because OJ ran or because he had a violent past with her or whatever, so they just want to cue in on the ex-husband. Oh, he was jealous because she was with somebody else. Like I always believed that he was innocent.
See, I did too, but I had my thoughts were, did he know anything about it? That's what I'm thinking.
He may
Thanks, Mr.
have, he may
Stevie.
not have, but if it was the handyman, I doubt it. If it was a handyman, I doubt it.
Now here's what's interesting. The handyman. How many people know a handyman? It's usually a lot of single parents or single women who finds a handyman. How do we check the
Mhm.
background on a handyman?
A lot of times it's somebody that you know that does stuff. Like a lot of times it's somebody that you know, oh, I know so and so, and then you know they can fix things, so you just always call them. Can you come fix this and pay them? So it's always somebody that you know. Nine
So
times
that's
out of
word of
10.
mouth. That's word of mouth.
Mm-hmm. Unless you're going in the yellow pages looking for somebody, eeny, meeny, miny, mo,
The name of the
or
company is
the
called
old
Handyman.
right, or the old, how we used to look in the newspaper for help wanted and that section and stuff like that. Like people ain't doing that no more. They just pulling up their phone. But back then we were still looking in the paper or in the yellow book
Now here's what's
or word of
interesting.
mouth.
But watch this though. So the handyman, I was doing a little bit of research. 27% of handymen are felons. And the way that we know about them is word of mouth. Do we ever ask, hey, what did they do before? Your cousin do A, B, C, and D. Are people willing now to say, hey, this is my cousin, but he did this and that? He used to steal, like lock your stuff up. Like,
Right.
what are we saying?
And that's usually what they tell you. You know you crackhead.
Are we disclosing that information when we give that word of mouth referral?
Yeah. Now
You
you
do?
know he used
You
to
would
be he was
disclose?
ever a crackhead.
I know you. I
Yeah.
believe you would disclose that information.
Why not? I ain't trying to let my people be out. I want you to get your stuff fixed, but I want you to be prepared as well. I don't want you out there getting got and then you ain't tell me or you send him to me and be trying to blame me. No, I'm gonna let you know. Oh, you know he a crackhead. He like still so you any valuable things you better hide, lock it up. Like
I'm like, don't even send
do
them.
some good work, but lock up your stuff first.
Okay, so if somebody like fix cars, you'd be like, I need my car fixed. Oh, I know somebody fix cars, but don't let him drive it because, girl, he gonna steal the whole car.
Okay. Sit there and
There
watch him
are
fix it.
those people.
Sit there and
There
watch
are
him
those people, but I know that there are some that don't, like, i.e., in that man's case. They said he always was, where's my, it's down there at the bottom. Alleged. You guys look it up too after the show, though, where he would unalive beautiful women.
Oh wow.
And so I'm sure it was word of mouth. The handyman, he could fix this, that, boom, boom. Will definitely know how to, if he knows how to fix everything in your house, he knows how to get in without you knowing.
Exactly.
I know that had to be a shocker. I don't know if, like I said, I didn't believe that he did it. Now you see Nate talking about something, he did it. The
We
whole
know Nate is a skeptic about stuff anyway. He gonna
right.
always go against the grain. That's the agitator for you.
Okay. And he did it. What do you think? You think he did it?
I still don't think he did it. I
Still don't
don't.
think he did it. Okay. Now I see in the comments where the chat off the hook, the crackheads was the best handyman. Yes. And be like, you can just give him $5. You don't know if
Listen,
it was gonna come back when you left. See, that was
right.
the
That was
only
the whole
thing.
thing.
Now, I want before I finish up with this guy who actually admitted to unaliving these people. Some people are asking on texting in and asking, she couldn't have known that he was a serial killer to hire him as a handyman.
Right. You never
How?
know these things.
Okay, the word serial probably is like key, but how many women do you know have dated men who have committed murder in prison, and when they got out, they were paroled to their home?
Exactly. A
It's a
lot.
lot more than you know,
A
especially
lot.
over the age of 50.
Which is crazy to me. That's something a young person would do. But anyway.
A lot of older women will marry people who have committed a heinous crime as such and feel as though, okay, well, they did their time, their debt, paid their debt to society. See, on something like that, that can be a debt to society for me. I'm like, how do I know you didn't get it all out of your system before you got caught? And will you, not even a will, I know you have the capability of unaliving people because you have done it before. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Now, we do have cases. We do have cases, and we both know a person who was accused of murder
Okay, go
and got
ahead.
out of jail. And oh, was I stuck?
You were stuck, but go ahead. So
Oh,
accused of murder and got out. Okay. Well, let me say this. Let me
yeah. And
be
I said we both know that person that was
okay.
accused of and spent almost 30 years in jail and got out and did very good. Accused of. We don't. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So
Okay, so you're
it could
so
be
are
a
you
case
saying
like
I don't want to put words in your mouth. So are you saying that if that these guys probably are telling these women that they were accused of killing a woman or like gang? Because there is some gang violence where it'd be like, okay, here you go, boom, boom, and you have that set. Then you have the unaliver. I hate that we just came like, thanks, Jimmy Kimmel. We getting on you next. Unalived a person and think, okay, that's not me. They would, that's somebody else that they didn't dealt with, or it was a guy or something like that. I have to say that several people have told me that have unalived people that it's easier to do once you do it once. It's easier to do it the second time.
oh Lord, no.
Yes. Now I'm not saying
Yeah,
how, but
you know what? I kind
if
of
you
believe it because they like I got away with it.
but think about not even that, I don't think. I just looked at it and I thought about it and I said, it's almost like we fear the unknown. So here again,
Mhm.
yeah, I got away with it, boom. And it's like when you actually, it's this is like all the way to the left. But it's like, okay, I did it. Oh, it wasn't that bad. And I think that's how some of the assassinators kind of can do, the snipers can do their thing
Oh
without
yeah,
having any emotional tides. It's just like boom, okay, you out. Huh. And I think these video games, I'm about to go left, I think these video games are helping desensitize people to that as well.
exactly. This is
Now if
not
I
a video
know,
game.
okay, now I know if you done offed a female That's different. That's something. That's almost like an abuser without actually offering her. Say if you getting beat up every day, I'm not gonna date you because you used to beat her up. Well, you different. She made me do this and that. Nah, nah. I might make you do
Mm-mm.
something too, and you swinging on me. Now, when you say
That's
you
not
thought
about to happen.
right, and you were speaking on how a lot of younger people, you thought that they would be dealing with somebody that's, incarcerated and come out, that has harmed somebody or unalived somebody. Let's keep call it what it is. That's something to think about. But the older people are the ones that's lonely. And
Ain't that much longer
we
in the
become
world.
more
God did it all for the
forgiving. We become more forgiving, and they turn their life around. They at the church with you the whole time, and you up here done married, laid up with an unaliver. Meaning the
And then he
same
turn
thing.
around and unalive you. And then he turn
Listen,
around and unalive you.
and that has happened. That
I
has
know.
happened.
Ain't that much loneliness in the world. Honey, let me tell you something. I'm a dog person and I like cats, but I'm allergic to them, so I stay away from them. But guess what? I'll become the dog and the cat lady before I do some mess like that. Ain't that much loneliness in the world. I'm sorry.
Okay, Nick said ain't that much loneliness in the world. She is sorry.
I'll buy a
Okay.
blow up doll if I want somebody next to me. I'll buy me a male blow up
On a
doll
body
and lay him in
pillow.
the bed next to me. Yep, as a body pillow. Boop, there you go. There go my man. Okay. He shuts up when I tell him to shut up. He's quiet. He don't nag me. I put him in the closet when I don't feel like being bothered or something like that. Ain't that much loneliness in the world.
Nick,
I'm sorry.
Nick, can you deal with somebody quiet? All right, y'all heard it. It was silent.
Violence. Mm.
Yeah.
I don't feel like
You
hearing that
need
nagging. Just
somebody
like
to
y'all don't want to hear the
spar
nagging,
with.
neither do we.
Okay, let's go to the chat. It's kind of like anything you do, once you do it, oh, it's a piece of cake. Okay, see? There you go. There you go. Jimmy
Still
Kimball.
have to look at those. Oh, okay.
You do. You definitely got to be careful. Jimmy Kimmel. Now, that situation, because some people didn't like what he said about other people, had a problem with Jimmy Kimmel and decided, all right, I'm out. So we going to just fire you? We just going to get you off the screen? Like you had that much power? That's like dictatorship 101?
And guess what? They lost almost what, $3 billion, something like
Billion.
that in them couple days. That's why Jimmy Kimmel was rehired. That's what you get.
Well, you
Because
know
that
what?
man that was unalived is not God, but they're honoring him like come on now. He was just a man like anybody else. Do you fire anybody that talks mess about Martin Luther King or
But
Malcolm X? No, y'all don't. Y'all got something smart to say when
because
we
it doesn't
like,
affect
yeah.
you personally. That's why. We're gonna bounce back. Okay, I didn't see the movie Menace to Society. This is in the chat. Just like Kane said in Menace to Society, when him and his crew unalived those dudes after unaliving his cousin, he unalived, and it was easy to unalive again if he had to.
Yeah, they
Okay,
kept
so that's
they
what he
kept
said.
yeah,
Oh no, that
boom,
ain't what
boom.
he said.
Yeah.
It's just an ongoing thing. See, it's something to it. It is something to it. Now back to Jimmy Kimmel. I'm glad he's back. I'm glad the people spoke because that's pretty much what it's us. We
Mm-hmm.
spoke, hit him in the pockets. That's where it's at. We know that that's the end all be all. Hit him in the pocket. I felt like if that was going to be a thing, freedom of speech was going to be done. And we talked about the First
Out the
Amendment.
door.
Yeah, out the door. So it just because you don't like what I say, we're not changing the channel anymore. It went from cancel culture to just boom, bye. Let's get him, pull him off the air. The sad part to me is that these companies actually went on and did it.
It's
That's the
crazy.
thing. Like you didn't
I
like
mean,
it, okay, don't pull it. They did it, and
it's
then
the
they
same
saw.
thing with it's like the same thing with the police officer. You can't voice your opinion with them. They'll keep trying to silence you, or you keep talking, and I'm going to arrest you. And then all of a sudden, they're arresting you for what? What did I do? You didn't like what I said because I was telling the truth, and then you get arrested. Where's the freedom of speech? So it's just like the same thing, and it's going higher up and higher up and higher up till you see what they did. They actually fired Jimmy Kimmel, and then when people spoke and they started losing money, that's when they was like, "Wait a minute, we made
They
the
lost their
wrong
money
decision."
so fast. Like if
Exactly.
you look, what was it, $1 billion a day? Was He was off for what, 4 days?
I told you, yeah, it was like $3 billion they lost.
I said, this is phenomenal. The people are speaking. Okay, if you gonna cancel, we canceling. Picture that.
Exactly.
So I'm glad that the American people are speaking up and are not allowing what's trying to happen to happen. Just right after that, they did some MAGA people came and set up shop at a HBCU. Now,
Yeah, Tennessee
you know,
State.
like I know, they did their research. So you're gonna go and not, I'm trying to choose my words carefully. You're gonna go and exercise your freedom of speech at a HBCU about DEI and black hate in our
Excuse
faces.
me, HBCU, historically black colleges and university. What made y'all think it was smart to do that?
I'll tell
On a
you what.
university with a bunch of black folks.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you. It was trying to flex power. That's what it was.
And some of them
And
almost got that.
they had them
Wait.
look. They politely, after they took their signs, how about they stole our signs? Child, we don't want them. We threw them signs away. Escorted them off the campus. This was Tennessee.
So
I
they
thought it
didn't
was a
steal
lot of
nothing.
nerve. Watch. So let's take it back and let's look at it for what it is. They said they didn't know it was a HBCU. Yes, you did, because I know you did your
Yes, you
research.
did.
But you thought that you can do like you did with the ancestors, like I'm about to set up shop and y'all just gonna put up and shut up. That's how I felt, that they were trying to flex their power. No, you're not. Get out of here. Just like the boat. Remember the boat ride? And they thought it was gonna be, oh, okay, well, we just gonna, all y'all black people just gonna shut up while we sit here and jump this old black man. No, I
And
feel
they
as
see
though
how that
it was
worked out for
another
them.
flex. I feel as though that it was another flex move that you tried to play to see if, oh, are the black people just going to self discipline themselves? You know what I mean? And not say anything at all and just be like, oh, okay, they're exercising their rights, but you're not allowing us to exercise ours. That's how I feel. And I'm glad they got escorted off.
Note to all you Nazis, MAGAs, and everything else. KKK, we are not our ancestors. We will not sit quietly and just picket or come to a kumbaya moment. Them days is over. Period. With the capital T at the end. Okay?
All right. Let's go to the chat and start a fight. We'll say how violent you people are.
Exactly. But y'all started it. Hello. You fished in the wrong pond.
Let me tell you, I gotta go to what Cornell said. Cornell said they walked their MAGA A's right out the gate. Sure did. Bye-bye.
Gotta go.
We have to
See
be
ya.
aware. We got to be aware of what's really happening. And I just feel like they thought it was a flex. And it's like, no, we're not doing that. Will
Not
not
here. Nope.
What's the title? And here we are.
And here we are, here we come to the chick with, is what I'm told, with bad attitude, that has no filter, that ain't gonna take no. Listen, my family will tell you that one right there, she crazy. You might not want to. No, it just
And
depends on
here,
what the situation is.
and here we
And here
are.
we are.
I got to go back to the chat. Maybe they didn't do their research because anything about Tennessee State is sit right smack dead in the hood of Nashville, right
Exactly.
around the corner from Fisk, and that is straight the hood. Now,
And see, now Tennessee State was in the running, but I chose to come home to YSU. But I would have been right there.
okay, but over here, Tennessee State, like you really thought that it was okay. That would have been a big flex, though. I'm gonna go right here and I'm gonna set the standard, almost like a bully in the school, or you the new kid in the school. How do you get your clout? Fight the bully. You fight the bully, you that person. Win or lose. Oh, you that chick, you that dude. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking, yes, you did know. You definitely knew where you were, and they said they didn't know it was a HBCU. Come on.
Yes, you did. And you was in the middle of the hood. Come on, man. You tried it. But
They
then if
did.
something bad would have happened to him, then that exactly like Nate said, then they'd have been talking about how violent the black folks are, or we did this, or we hurt one of them, we started
They
a fight,
already
we
said we
shot
were
at them.
violent. They said we were violent because we tore up the signs and had them escorted off. Get out of here.
Exactly.
Everybody,
You was in the wrong
they
place.
want to
Trying
shut
too
up
much.
and put up. That's it. Just shut up and put up. That's what they want.
We ain't our ancestors. I keep saying it. I'm gonna keep saying we are not our ancestors.
And
And you
proving
gonna find out.
let me give you all of it. Proving, air quotes for the listening audience on the word proving that the DEI, they're saying it's illegal. Like DEI is all just black people, and that's inaccurate because DEI is females, DEI is any race. So come on. It's just
And can
foul.
we also point out, statistically proven, that black people were at the bottom of that list for DEI? That's what
Oh, you
these
definitely
dummies
know that.
don't understand, including dummy number one that's running the country. You want to get rid of DEI thinking that you was going to hurt us, but guess what? We was at the bottom. We're at the bottom of that list anyway. No, numero uno is women, and it's usually Caucasian. It's the Caucasian women, and then it goes that black people are at the bottom of that list. That's why everybody having the fit about DEI. Guess what? We was at the bottom of the totem pole anyway. So what's the problem? But then they got, they thinking they hurting that. You didn't hurt. You wasn't hurting nothing here at all.
At all.
Like,
at all. How do you feel about Puff not being able to get out?
I mean, like, sir, you got served some time for some of the stuff you did. I mean,
True.
it's bad that they trying to get you for being freaky, because I mean, ain't no crime in being freaky. You just certain things that you did along with it was a little bit illegal. You do your
You
time
know
like everybody else.
what's interesting? What's interesting is that you have a lot of different celebrities that were doing the same thing because you had willing participants. Pick me, you know what I mean? People there down for whatever. And then they say, hey, we're not going to do this. Do you see the division in the world as we live it right now? What's fair for one and what's not fair for another. To the chat. The chat says start
It's
with
cool
your
when
wife.
they do it. It's a problem when we do it.
Let me see. The chat says start with your wife. I heard that. Okay. As far as like, hey, with the DEI.
Talking about the president and his wife, the first lady.
Yes. Let's see. Nate said, all we're convincing age and we're compensated. All we're convincing age and we're, yeah, they were. But like I said, they keep saying the age and like 16, like Tony Braxton's niece. Tony Braxton's niece, to catch you guys up, there was a situation where Trina Braxton, her ex-husband, even before he died, he was her ex-husband, not widow. Her ex-husband sent some, air quotes for the listening audience, um, some improper texts to the niece, unsolicited, we'll say, to the niece. So now there's a big thing going on, and you guys catch it on the Braxtons, where Tamar's upset and she was going to invite the niece onto her podcast show. And the sisters did a cease and desist for Tamar. So the sisters doing that cease and desist to Tamar. Tamar felt like they was messing with her money, but they didn't want to get that information, family information, like out, or i.e. exploit, air quotes, the niece and her situation. The stepmom, the niece is the brother's daughter. The stepmom went through her stepdaughter's texts and saw these inappropriate conversations and then reached out to the sisters. Now, the niece, she is on social media. She ended up coming out and saying it and talking. That's how we all know about it. And she said that her Aunt Trina did seem sympathetic and apologized and all that stuff to her. But the community was blaming Trina for acts that Trina's ex-husband did. They were together.
She ain't got nothing to do with it.
She
don't have
did.
nothing to do with it.
And the niece is 16. Now help me, people. Tell me your thoughts. The niece was 16. So knowing a 16-year-old, as Nate the Agitator was like there, being 16, her stepmom went through her phone. That, to me, that gives me the thought that the stepmom does not trust the stepdaughter to be, clearly there has to be some other dynamic prior to of who they are dealing with. Not saying she wanted this grown man to holler at her,
especially
and not
blaming,
and not blaming her for what he did. How he get her number is weird to me. Like, how did my husband get your phone number? That's interesting to me. And to blame or to dog Trina as if she did something when she was the victim all around, as well as the 16-year-old daughter. But somebody over there was talking about the age. Backstage, underage, adolescents. 16 driving. These young girls are no longer young. And if you look at the little 13, 14-year-olds, they don't look like they are 13 or 14. Not their fault that they drinking all the milk with all those hormones. So I'm not saying it is their fault. But I am saying there are some fast 15, 16, 14-year-olds. Some I used to rock with, and I knew how they were. Not discrediting the niece. That's why I brought that up and not saying that it was her fault or she threw herself on him or something like that, but I'm just saying you got to look at the bigger picture to say, okay, what's the dynamics where they felt like she wasn't believed? This could have been true. Maybe it was a lie prior. Not saying that you shouldn't believe the person. I'm just saying look at the whole picture instead of just jumping on somebody. And these young girls are fast. You seen them out. Look at the R. The R out there. You had some of the people that was going to the concerts, not the parents that was taking them to the concerts, and then want to sue. That was strange. Now, if your little young girl snuck to the concert, okay, there we have a typical 16-year-old. And then back in the day, weren't people getting pregnant when they get married at like 12, 13, old men and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm. Way back in the day. So it's nothing new. It's criminalized now. But back then, Just like look at Mister, the color purple. Mister went to go get the one chick, the one young daughter. The stepfather, because we found out later it was stepfather, was like, no, because he was trying to hit on her as well. And you can have this one. Hey, she already used twice. Well, dude, you used her. So like, yeah. So back then, then they got married them off and everything else, and they had my dad's mother. She was 15 when she had her first child, and she married my grandfather, who was about 7 or 8 years older than her. So he was already in his 20s and she was 15. So, and they had 14 children. So yeah, like, but now it's pedophilia. It was pedophilia back then, but there was no laws against it then. So it's been going on and been going on. But yeah, your mind, any man that fantasizes about being with a child, you're nasty. You are just just nasty. Like, can we go back to the days of castration? Can we? Like, because that's just gross. A child. You got all these desperate women that's willing to give you the booty, and you want a child.
Okay. I see where the chat says he went through the wife's phone to get her phone number. And when you're going through your kid's phone, I'm not mad because these kids are sneaky. Yes, these days, and our parents went through our stuff. I don't know if that happened to me. If somebody went through my stuff, I was an open book. I think that's, you know what I mean. I didn't have anything to hide.
We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have cell
Yeah,
phones
notes.
until like
It was
we
the
was
notes.
already.
You know, you had the
Oh
notes
yeah,
folded up.
passing notes and stuff. Yeah, I used to keep my little cute notes in a box and stuff like that, but it wasn't nothing that bad like that. It wasn't nothing serious.
I listen. Don't know if they was red or not. I think mine probably were. The mine probably were. It was like whatever. Let's see. Back in the day, our grandparents' days, the grandmas were groomed as kids to be married at a young age. Well, we were groomed to be married to become a spouse. Do you agree or disagree, Cornell? Nate said, but and they're still married to this day. So it can be said that it worked. Okay. Can we get down with the get down? I think this might be it. So if you are young and you are a virgin as you are supposed to be, you can't compare to anything else. However, comma, the milkman's baby didn't just come out the sky.
Mm-mm.
The postman's baby didn't just come out the sky.
Nope. Nope.
The number man's baby didn't just come out the sky.
Not at all.
So somewhere along the line, somebody was tipping in and tipping out and having two families. He would have 2, 3 families. While you got her at home by herself, maybe your aunts ain't your grandmothers or your grandfathers. That's it. Maybe your aunt ain't really your grandfathers. There's some half siblings up in there. So let's keep it real. But they still married though.
Yeah, like
Okay, Cornelia said not as children, as teens. So when you hit teen, so they're teens. Soon as they, I guess, hit puberty, maybe that's it.
Once they hit puberty, but still, they're still children. They're still nasty.
Now age.
Yeah, I guess.
That's another topic in itself.
Right.
Ooh, okay, let's go to the chat. The chat said, no, y'all ain't groomed.
Y'all know who said that.
Wait a minute, though. I think that we are groomed. Maybe, you know what? I got to think about that. Because when someone is left alone, they have that resentment. Let's say if they become a single parent, they resent the father. Get your own, make your own money. There's a lot of elderly people that said as well because they were waiting on their husband's check. Be independent. So are we grooming our women to become independent? At this stage of the game right now, I can say no, because they are taking off their clothes, going out
Ooh, child, listen.
to get a
On the
dude.
fans page.
So they trying to be dependent.
Nah, yeah, we got an OnlyFans page. A chick, you ain't hear about that one? A young lady who just turned 18 years old, could wait to be 18, and then turned
Okay, wait,
around and got an
let's hold
OnlyFans.
that. Let's hold that one for a second.
Okay.
And then we'll go into it. The handyman has some babies too, and the pool guy.
Yep.
Okay. Yes,
I agree with that.
this is accurate because I could tell you, was it Fort Wayne? Is Indiana 15 years old? Where most states you could be 16 and date a grown man, which is sick to me. But hey, let's say it, Nick. And here we are.
And here we are. I mean, yeah, and like you back in the day, we had a lot of grown men like R. Kelly sitting outside waiting for their 16-year-old high school girlfriend to get off, and they took them away. So yeah, it's been going on forever. So, but it's still just it ain't right, y'all. Y'all know it ain't right.
If they had a car, I used to be like, oh, they grown.
Right.
They had a
Leave
whole
that
car.
baby alone.
Okay. To the chat. Asian ladies are being groomed to be independent women. Let me see. To that, they don't need a man. What? Asian women. Usually they're groomed to be wives. They come off as little girls because look at Kamara Lee. Kamara Lee and Russell
Oh yeah.
Simmons. And then she's going back. Ma'am, your parents pretty much sold you.
Basically.
Let's be real. You want to marry? Here you go. Independent woman. All right, go ahead. What'd you say about the young lady who
Young lady just turned 18 years old. Got her wanted to start her OnlyFans page, and they said within the first 24 hours she became a millionaire.
And
I heard that on the radio. Yeah.
That is wild. It's wild that people are going to look up to her because it's get the bag, get the bag, get the bag. A millionaire. So hardworking people aren't winning. No lie. When we used to go out, I used to dress like a principal. I had a blazer on. We ready. We being grown. We going to the Mirage. Let's go to the flats. Dressed. Now it's let's look like a stripper.
Right.
You know what I mean? People was going out looking like they was on a job interview. No, it's just so different. And if you are working hard, and then you got an 18-year-old, can you believe that $1 million? An 18-year-old to say, hey, I'm going to do an OnlyFans and make that kind of money doing whatever she doing in the privacy of her own space. Yeah. Look, in her pod, in the privacy of her own space, and making $1 million. Why wouldn't these young women want to do it? Why?
Child, I thought about starting OnlyFans when I heard that. Let me start an OnlyFans page, but I'm only model when I get my nails done and model my hands, especially when my cousin does my nails. Pow, pow.
But, I was about to say, well, what you
no what hand model, baby. Mm-hmm.
So tell me, how does this OnlyFans thing work?
I don't know. Ask somebody in the chat, because I know some of these men in the chat didn't troll some of these OnlyFans pages, so they can't say they haven't. I don't know.
I thought you was already. Look, you already did the research that you said you was going.
I don't know nothing about no OnlyFans. I'm just saying. After hearing about that little girl, I was like,
That was a lot of people.
Listen, look at Shannon Sharp. She made a good come up off of OnlyFans now, didn't she?
Well, I'm gonna say that, but let me say this too. The Shannon Sharp girl, I can't even think of her name. She said call her Boss. So Boss, she was not attractive. And you would think. I remember way back in the day, there was some very beautiful porn stars, and you'd be like, "Why are they doing that?"
Right.
Then you had these OnlyFans, and they was looking like mud ducks. Okay, and you'd be like, "Oh, maybe that's why," but they making money, and now you have beautiful people that are very kind. I want to say that too, because those porn stars back then, they were very kind people. I guess so kind that they said, let's make a movie.
Okay.
But now they're not even considering, like, people are so wasteful with their finances that it's like, I'll just give it to you just to look at it. I'll give you this money just to see your feet, to see you eat a cheeseburger. People are different. That's why I'm like, what is happening? Is this the new world to have no morals and values because that's not
Right.
winning? To be left behind when that man says they're going to be a rapture?
That's crazy.
Like, what is happening? Okay, so I can't afford OnlyFans. It's a membership.
Right. It is a membership to and these people are not only paying the membership, but then they're turning around and paying to watch this person. So they double paying. They paying the membership to be able to go on and troll to see who they want to watch, and then pay what the person that they like. That's just crazy. Like, yeah,
Well,
that's a waste of money.
Nate the Agitator said that his page is not doing so well.
Nobody want to look at your rusty feet.
Listen, I normally don't do this. Look, that's the R line. I normally don't do this. But Nate the Agitator has an OnlyFans page, and he said his isn't doing so well. So is it like $1.99 or what?
I don't even know. Nate, tell us, since you talk about you got a OnlyFans, tell us how that works. Because when I go to get my hands, my feet done, I might just make me one and display my little nails and my feet. Pay me for that, because there are people that do pay for that. People
I'm
got
wondering. So
hands.
you got to pay. Wait a minute. So you pay for the membership, and then like on the membership pages, other people is up underneath. See, I got to do the research. I'll have it for you, lovely people. I definitely will, because
There's a
I
lot
need
of
to
them that
know.
watch to know how OnlyFans work. I don't. I heard about it.
Everyone has a fetish.
Exactly.
Do we?
Yeah.
I wonder what mine is. Fried pickles.
I can
I
tell
ain't
you
gonna
what
enjoy
mine is.
somebody else.
Listen,
Want to eat
I
it.
can tell you what mine is, but I got too many older relatives watching right now. So
Well, don't tell us. Don't tell us. That's interesting. Everyone has a fetish. Oh, guess I ain't found mine yet. I listen. I got to check this out right now. And look, I'm like, hope nobody investigate me. Be like, why were you on OnlyFans site? What
I ain't
happened?
never been on one, so that's why I don't know how it really works. I just heard about it.
I'm trying to see what the membership, OnlyFans membership is, and see if I was in the studio, I have everything like readily
Where you
available,
can
but I'm
pull
not.
up and
So
do
it's
the
taking me some
research.
time. It's taking me some time. Hold on. Let me see. OnlyFans membership price. Oh, they had a card.
What?
They have a card. Oh, okay.
Shut up, Nate.
Okay. Users can purchase virtual prepaid Visas or MasterCards. Oh,
That's
Nate
why I
talking
said
about
shut
Nick,
up,
you
Nate.
nasty.
Shut up, Nate.
Okay, so we
That is
have,
fetish.
wait a minute. Wait a second. So these gift cards can be used to pay for subscriptions. tipping, and pay-per-view content. Wow.
Wow. So, they don't actually have your bank information. You just transfer it on to the prepaid card and then, oh, okay, got it. Woo, Lord.
Okay. You can subscribe without PayPal or a credit card. You could get, see, it's too many people involved. You could get a gift card. And also, as people are asking, does the OnlyFans subscription show on your bank statement? Come on now. Yes, of course it would if it's coming out of your bank account. But they
Some of
are
these
giving out,
places,
listen, this is what we need to do. Nate, I'm going to get you a gift card for Christmas, a $25 gift card for Christmas for OnlyFans membership so you can look around and see what's going on there.
some of those sites, though, the membership name, they use other names. They'll use another name. It's not necessarily. So if it's an OnlyFans, it might be whatever incorporation or LLC when it goes to your bank statement. They ain't going to put OnlyFans on there.
They're not going to put OnlyFans Lakeisha Jackson.
No, it ain't gonna be OnlyFans. It'll just be like so whatever LLC, somebody whatever LLC,
whatever their business is.
like
So how do you find the person? I'm gonna have it all for you next week. I'm gonna do the research and see how.
I guess you go through the pay-per-view.
It has to be a lot. Let me go to the chat. I can't even afford $40 for a lady of the night. So I guess you won't be getting your membership. But guess what? Like you said, Nick, there's not that much loneliness in the world. It makes you wonder, like, how lonely are these people? Or are they not lonely at all? Like, they would have to be. That takes time. So you're just gonna sit there and watch the screen?
But then again, you got married people on it. Ninjas, they be on there married and just doing stuff, and then when their wife come in the room, they hurry up and change, throw the phone, turn it off, whatever. So it's not not that you're lonely. It's just your personality, I guess. I don't know. Nate, don't nobody want to see your feet, whether they ashy or greased.
Well, wait a minute, though. So I would think that that's a sense of loneliness. Not
if you're
not that someone is just there, but if you're not communicating, and it could be a fetish.
Yeah, like a fetish.
It could. That's something, and it's dangerous.
Or like a sex addict. That's a condition.
Okay.
It is. People have to see a therapist about that. So it could be like they have a sexual addiction. So yeah, like you not necessarily have to be lonely.
Seeing a therapist. I remember Kurt Franklin. Remember when he loved watching porn? If you are not assaulting anyone, trying to take it from anybody, and if that's your personal thing, do you really need to see a therapist? Like if I eat green beans every day and I love green beans, do I need to see a therapist because I'm eating too many green beans?
I guess that's considered something different. I guess that would be considered something different, though. Green beans, that's like a food. That's a nourishment that everybody has to have. Sex, biblically speaking, is only supposed to be done between a husband and a wife only when they are procreating. Period.
Yeah, but we know people out here, they use it for recreation and not procreation. Oh, Lord, I heard the church moan. Okay, Cornell said it's no different from these dating sites. Okay, and you just
I guess.
actually like you can see the person now, and everything is happening now. Hmm.
Yeah, it is different from the dating sites because on the dating sites you trying to date that person. OnlyFans, you ain't that person ain't trying to date you. You just trying to pay them to see what to show you the goods or whatever. Like so,
So that would be
or
like
whatever. Yeah, basically it's like porn, just different fetishes, but like porn. It's nothing like dating sites. It's dating sites. You going on to find somebody to date. OnlyFans, you just going to look. Period. That
now
person don't
there's
have no intention on meeting you. Well, except for Shannon Sharp's situation, which cost him a lot more money than what he was paying. That's what you get. But
23
anyway,
million, right?
whoo,
She
that was the
was just
most
well,
expensive
she
only.
probably would have got more money if she stayed on and they'd be like, this is the one that Shannon was with. She could have got more. Well, she
But
got
she
an
mysteriously, after she got that money, shut down her OnlyFans page. Girl, you was looking for a victim and you found one.
he ain't no victim. He voluntarily got a
Well, yeah,
membership.
he volunteered, and that's what you get. So she met her ultimate goal.
She did. Goal achieved. Check.
Exactly.
And I'm
I ain't
not mad
saying
at
she a
her.
gold digger, but she ain't
And
messing
that's
with
my
no broke.
that is the problem. Why are we saying she's a gold digger?
I, so I said, I ain't saying
Isn't
she
that
a gold digger.
but isn't that like the goal with these
Is to
women
get
pretty
some
much
money.
setting themselves out
Exactly.
there? Wait, these women setting themselves out there with nothing on as bait, air quotes for the listening audience. Wouldn't that be what the ultimate goal is? To get somebody to take care of you? I'm just asking. If you knew somebody, let's keep it 100. I want to know. This is just opinion based. And you guys in the comments. And I'm so sorry I forgot. Let's look on here because they texted and I'm not answering. Look, I'm not responding. Sorry. Okay.
Oh.
If somebody is there and they have money and you know that they have money and they're like, here you go, right here. You don't have to do anything for it. Would you
Oh,
take it?
I'm on it. I ain't gotta do nothing. And you paying me to do absolutely positively nothing but be your friend. Oh, let's go.
See?
Of course.
There's
Of
nothing
course.
wrong with it.
Not a
And
thing wrong with it.
this is where I find that there's a discrepancy when men say she's a gold digger. Is she a gold digger or a prostitute? There's a difference. So if she is doing certain acts for these funds, then yes, she's a prostitute. Now there are men out there to say, "Yeah, I take care of my girl. Whoopty whoop, we like each other." She is doing certain things to gain these um prizes. How about that? Dinner and all this a good time. Is that a prostitute? See, and they said free exchange isn't robbery. So let me ask for my men. Let me ask my men. Is that prostitution? You just have somebody that you're with the whole time and you take them out on dates and talk to them on the phone and you spend more time with them, but you're paying their way because she's expecting something and not you just there for free. Is that prostitution? What do you
I
think,
don't
Nick?
think so. I don't think so because if you two are dealing with each other, then I don't think that's prostitution. Now, if she's taking money from you, him for the same acts, then yes, that's prostitution. But if you two are the only two in the mix, then yeah, I don't think that's prostitution because it's just the two of you. It's sort of like you're in a relationship, situationship, whatever.
Okay, have you seen Pretty Woman? The movie
Yes,
Pretty
she
Woman?
started out as a prostitute.
Okay, and what happened?
She
He ended
ended
up
up with
liking
him.
her.
He ended up liking her. She ended up with him because if I'm not mistaken, didn't they end up getting married at the end or something like that?
I can't
Or
remember,
I
but
can't remember. But she started out as a prostitute, and then once they got really liking each other, well, she was an escort. He hired her, for certain acts and then take her to certain places. So,
as an
like,
escort.
she started out.
The thing is, by definition, a person who engages in sex acts and or sexual intercourse in exchange for pay is a prostitute.
Well, I guess we all prostitutes then if we ain't in no relationship. Even if we in a relationship, that's considered prostitute. So we all prostitutes. If we all opening our legs and poking something,
By
that's prostitute.
definition.
By definition, we all prostitutes.
So if you prostituting with a broke dude that can't take you nowhere, what's the difference?
Yeah, what
With
is
the
that then?
person
That
that's
ain't
getting
prostitution. That's
with the
just
person that's getting 23 million versus $23. Look at Nate. Nate probably like,
um yeah. How does that work with a broke dude? So what you doing? You just feeding the needy, giving
and
it
they
away for
call you
free?
a gold
The
digger.
philanthropist.
That's where my problem is at. And they call you a gold digger. Okay.
But you don't want the gold. You're willing to pay for it.
But the ones, to me, the ones that usually call people gold diggers don't have. And you're
No,
trying
it's
to
always that
level the
case.
playing field, trying to bring her down to say, no, I'm not a gold digger, and to prove to you that I'm not a gold digger. I'll deal with you when he is looking at you like he's the one that's the gold digger. He's looking at you to take care of him. Let's
I
work
never thought
here.
about that, but yeah, I've only heard broke dudes talk about somebody a gold digger. You ain't got no gold to give, so how you gonna call somebody a gold digger? You don't got nothing to give.
They don't, but those are the ones that
The rich ones is going out paying for it. They don't got a problem.
say it. Those are the ones that say it. So it's like, why do women lower their standards just to prove to somebody who's not willing to work to give you what you want or what you desire? Why are you lowering your standards to say I'm not a gold digger? See, I'm with you. You broke. To me, I'd be offended if I was a guy. I'd be offended. I'm not a gold digger because, child, you ain't got no gold. Like what? But then you have guys, the ones that want to talk about the gold digger, when they're the ones that's the gold digger, because you're not dealing with a girl. You be like, I'm not dealing with no chick that don't have nothing. That's the new way of thinking for the men. If she don't have nothing going on, he don't want her.
But what
So
does
are
he
we
have
flipping?
going on?
What are we doing here?
They flipping it, but see, they trying to switch the narrative back on the women just so everything could be on the women. And then when we say something, see, it's always us men. We always at fault. It's me bye.
Well, I tell you what's
It's bye.
interesting. When you flip it on the woman, where she's doing and she has, that means he does not have to do as much. That's a lazy guy.
Boom.
All right, I see in the comments where it says, what happened to women wanting love, commitment, etc.? Yes, we do.
We do.
That's what we're
Y'all
wanting.
want to do right.
We are wanting that without the struggle. Is there an issue with that? So we want you to be financially stable. Hear me clear. Financially stable and secure. That's what we want from our men. And then, see, that's how you got to go in that order. Are they financially secure and stable? Check. Then goes, can I commit to this guy? Can I love this guy? You probably can love somebody, but can you commit? Because if you ain't Tarzan, and somebody might not be able to commit and might say, I'll do without. I make my own money. I'm okay. Because sometimes the money you can have it all and you'd be like, I just don't like that person. They pee on the toilet seat. I ain't doing it. All right, let's see. Okay, Mr. Stevens. It's different stages of prostitution. It's different stages of prostitution, just like liquor. You got the top shelf prostitutes, you got middle shelf prostitutes, and you got bottom shelf prostitutes. What's your thoughts on that, Nick?
I mean, by definition, he's right. Like, we are all prostitutes if we are not in a marriage and only procreating for children. So yeah, I mean, if you're in a marriage, you're not a prostitute. You're in a marriage. You're, legally binding marriage by biblical sense and the law. But the rest of us, if we just doing the to scratch that itch, then yeah. Oh, whatever, Nate. See, he just got to agitate. We ain't even here.
Wait a minute. In exchange for money, that's the key. So if you're not getting any money out of it, then I guess you're not. Nate the Agitator has a comment, and his comment was, "You guys disgust me."
Whatever.
So let me ask this: is the prostitution the exchange of finances immediately after? Or
that's the thing.
Is it over time, the duration?
Most the prostitution is the whole thing. But no money, no honey. If you don't have the money at the end of the due, she gonna call her pimp and he gonna come and he gonna do something to you. So I think prostitution is, of course, it's the exchange of money or whatever, but you got to pay immediately after, if not before. A lot of them now you got to pay before. So I don't know.
But and he would be just as bad if he said, "Hey, I'm gonna wine and dine you." So I mean, that's exchange for goods. Nate, you said it.
Yeah.
You said fair exchange is no robbery. So is dinner considered goods? Like, we'll work for food? What?
Yeah, like, that sound like it will work for food. Wow.
I mean,
yeah.
What is it?
I don't know, and here we are.
And here we are. And a whole discussion on how, wait a minute, is this devaluing us? Not compared, look, not according to Cornell Stevens, because he said it's different stages. But when you look at it, you got to look at it for what it is, unless you're giving it
real life
as a wife. Go ahead. What'd you say?
We need a real life prostitute and a real life pimp on the show to ask these questions.
Wow.
Somebody that is actually in that profession.
Now, you know what's interesting? What's interesting is that the real life prostitutes, the New Day prostitutes, they cutting the middleman. I don't need a pimp. Because I believe the pimp was to protect her so that nobody would like beat her up or stuff like that. They had to answer to this person. So the management, they cutting the management.
Yeah, because management was tearing their tails up.
And not a lot lizard. We're not looking for the lot lizards.
Nah.
Somebody that was actually in that profession or has knowledge. Now, if they aren't willing to come on the show, I'll sit down and I'll have a conversation with them. And see, that's the difference with now versus since we have, once COVID hit, you see our faces. Before, you could just listen to us, and we could do that too. Because I did have that guy that was in disguise.
And also, Eugene.
We had Eugene, and we also had the one guy. You remember the one guy that had he came with that whole like ski mask type thing on? That was
yeah, that was crazy. Like, dude, just ask to be blacked out, please. Like, And we also
Okay.
had that young lady that the domestic violence. She was on, but we had the screen.
Had her out. Yeah.
She
We had
wasn't
her
on
black out.
camera. She wasn't on video. So
So we can do, yeah, we can do that too. All right. For the lovely people who love Nate the Agitator, here's his comment. I should make a drum roll. Men don't pay for sex. We pay you to leave.
there was that Captain Caveman mentality.
But wait a minute. It could be something
Don't
to
he got
that.
some work to do?
But wait, it could be something to that. Because once you pay, bye-bye. Like, don't sit here, don't let just go.
No.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna refute that. Rebuttal. You paying for the sex because you reaching out to that person or her pimp. You paid for the hotel room to get your groove on, and then so you paying for the sex. You ain't paying her to leave because you're the one that sought her out in the first place. She didn't seek you out. You sought her out. You sought out the prostitute. So yes, you are paying for sex.
Boom. Nick handled that. She handled it.
Bye, Nate. Go do some work, man. You ain't on the show today. Do some work. Work.
He is. Nate, we can't get any connection. That's the issue. So he on there, he's like,
What kind of connection he on here commentating with his foolishness as usual?
The difference is, see how we were freezing? We would have had to go back to old school.
Right, like last week.
Some of these phones be doing what they do. Now, have you heard of the Meta glasses? We talked about it a while ago, but have you actually got any more information on those Meta glasses?
No.
Now, I learned something about those Meta glasses. I.e., if you guys are on Facebook, Facebook is Meta now. And now you got the Meta glasses. So we already know that our phones be listening to us. Real talk. Why would you want to get those glasses? They too close to my brain. Now these glasses are said to record when you don't know. So if you're in a meeting,
no.
Oh yeah, if you have like, let me pull my glasses down. Hold on. So if I'm sitting there talking to you, they can record you and you don't even know.
No.
Give you all your information. Like what else is left? What do you want? I don't need
no glasses knowing every time I anyway. No, just no. No.
Oh, I wonder if Nate, I need to know, because Nate got some. I done put it out there.
Got some what?
Some Meta glasses. You didn't know that? Girl, you be talking to Nate.
No!
Oh, yeah. Nate be record you. He got those Meta glasses. And here's the thing. I wonder if like you set them down on your like kitchen table or something like that, like Alexa. If you set them down, is it recording everything? Do you power them off and on? Like what?
Yeah, because I don't need no glasses recording nothing about when I get my groove on. Because that's scary.
I would think
you
so.
You have no more private moments. That's crazy.
Here's the thing. So you have your phone, and then you look at your phone, and you might mention something, and you'll be talking about a black dress. Next thing you know, boom, that's the ad that pops up, black dresses. Then they there's a new, oh, he's stupid. Sorry, listening audience. I told you guys, Nate has the Meta glasses. And then he replied that the home videos are crazy. He's an idiot. But they have something else that will be coming out where it predicts what you think. So
I don't need that. I get in trouble.
I'm thinking with those glasses, that's too close to my brain. Like I'll be thinking like, why this is too close to my brain. Kind of like the ear pods. I get nervous with those. and my phone does not allow me to put that cord in like it used to. But if it did, I would have had that cord. It had to travel up the cord to get into my ear. But I'm like that with the Bluetooth. I'm a little nervous with it. A little nervous.
Listen, no more freedom of speech. We are going into a communist state dictatorship with all this mess going on. I mean, I'm all for advancing certain things in the future, but that's getting too personal, too private. Like, no, that's not cool. No. Nope.
I don't think so either.
No.
I do not think so. That it's safe.
Nate said no, they have to be on your face in order to record. He was like, no, they have to be on your face.
That's something.
So if you have note to anybody with the meta glasses, if you get ready to have sex, make sure you take them bad boys out and put them in a different room. No,
if you want to.
Oh yeah, because if you want,
look, and ladies, if they got glasses on, be like, are these prescription? But you can't put your prescription
take
in.
Take them off. Put them in the other room, please. Lock them in the closet. No, just no. It's wrong all the way around. No.
She says
first they trying to put trackers in your arm, then they want to put no. Just why do you want to track my every movement? No, it's bad enough satellites can track you. No.
Listen, I'm gonna ask this question only because I don't want you guys to spaz out or anything. I just want you to think. What if, remember there was a time when they were saying they were going to put chips in everybody's body? You remember that years ago?
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering when you go to have surgery and you're under, is that happening?
Ooh.
I know my cousin offers
she can put chips in your nails.
Wait,
my cousin offers a service. Yeah, my little cousin, her nail shop, she used to, like, when they was first talking about that.
What kind of chip?
The chips.
Chips,
it's like a little chip. I don't know, but people was asking for them because she was putting them on there and putting the acrylic on and putting it, on there and then, putting. So I don't know why anybody would want to be chipped. I'm not a dog. I don't need to be chipped.
Yet we can't find the missing girls.
Right. Exactly. That's crazy.
I'm not trying to have people
like, I don't want to be chipped, but yeah, just in case. It's crazy. It's a lot to think about, but it's getting scary the way technology is advancing more and more and more. And then those movies that we used to watch a long time ago, like they said they were fiction. Oh, that'll never happen. Now we're in that time, and it's actually, some of that stuff is actually happening that they said wasn't going to happen. But the year that they was using, we coming up on. So it's like, if you look back at some of them old movies, you'd be like, wait a minute. Yeah, it's scary.
But that's a blessing. That's a blessing to see it evolve. Now, I have to ask you, here's the Shop Talk question of the week. The Shop Talk question of the week is, how do you tell someone that you're not interested in person?
Ooh.
They talk to you, communicate with you, come fly in town to see you, and you think, it's like, okay, let me get to know this person, and now they are here. How do you let them know that you are not interested? I'm looking at you guys in the chat. Let me know. How do you tell somebody that without hurting their feelings, that you're not interested? It's quiet. It's quiet.
I don't know, because I got a couple of them that I just...
No, really.
I communicate with you, but I'm not interested. I communicate with them, but I'm really not... a couple of them want to take me out, but I'm not interested because doing something else. But it's like that's kind of hard. I don't know. Even when I wasn't dealing with nobody, there was a couple of them that I just wasn't interested in. So those the ones that wanted to make plans, they always want to make plans, and I will make up excuses. Okay, yeah, we'll do this or we'll do that, or I'll let you know. My thing is, I'll let you know. If I keep saying I'll let you know, baby, I ain't interested. And I should just come out and say it. But these people are nice and they're nice to talk to. And, we could be friends, we'd be cool, but that's it.
So you're not going to tell them. You're just going to evade them, ghost them?
No, because I still speak. I still talk to him. We still cool. We still chat. But as far as like getting together like that, no.
No. Okay.
And some of them I've told that. I've told some of them I just tell that I'm in a relationship. Just I've said that before, even if I wasn't, and it didn't matter to them.
So
it didn't matter to them.
Okay, I'm looking at the chat. I'm already in a relationship. So we have to lie? It sounds like that. In order not to, so are we really considering their feelings if we lie to them?
It's kind of hard because even when I was married, I would tell people I'm married and they didn't care. So it's
that's not the question. The question is, how do you tell someone
that you're not interested?
That you're not interested.
And like I said, even if you tell them your situation, some of them still don't care. So it don't matter whether you tell them you're interested or not. Some of them don't care. They're going to try anyway.
That's why I said it's the legitimate shop talk question of the week. The person is kind. They do care. Clearly they care. They came in town. They flew in to see the person. But they're not interested in them. When they got here, they realized they're really not interested. And I'm going to give you a little bit more. They're younger. Their parents, the gentleman introduced his parents to the female over the phone.
Ooh.
Right. He's serious.
Serious.
So how do you do that? I'm looking in the chat. Sorry, I'm pausing because I'm looking in the chat trying to read it. And sometimes you have to lie. But is that fair? And again, is that not considering his feelings if you have to lie?
Yeah,
should we be able to be?
In that case, she didn't introduce you to the parents. Baby, just tell them.
No, he introduced her to.
Okay, well, in that case, regardless, in that case, just please tell him because he's already introduced you to his parents. You got to let him know. You're like,
okay,
don't lie on that. Just let him know we could be friends, but I'm not interested. Like, this is not going to work. Try to think of something that's not going to hurt. It's going to hurt either way, but think of something that's not going to be like.
I love Nate the Agitator's comment. And this is truly true. Being kind equals wasting time. I don't know of a nice way to break up with someone.
Me neither.
Because you don't know how fragile they are and people are a little different. And in this situation, if he introduced you to his parents via the phone and then flew in town to spend time with you and go to dinner, would you accept that dinner date? Or would you tell him at the dinner?
Like if he flew, like, oh my gosh. Him flying in town, you have to tell him. You just have to tell him because this man just spent money to come see you and you got to tell him. Like, you just have to come out and tell him because that's definitely not fair. I mean, I could see if y'all made plans or whatever, or y'all just talk on the phone, but being that he has spent money to fly in to come see you, he didn't introduce you to his parents over the phone, honey, you just got to come out and tell him. There's no way around it.
And you know what's interesting? The interesting thing is that usually these people, you won't even know that they're introducing you to your parents. So you already know where it's at. They're meeting you, they're excited. I I think that I would have said, "Are you coming in town for not for me, for somebody else, and then you'll happen to see me, but to 100% come to see me is not a good idea because I can't guarantee that I will be there." Now she thought she liked him until she actually met him.
Y'all know
Are
I had that
we
crazy one on the phone that wanted to introduce, had already told his mama and sisters about me and my situation as far as, my ex still being on, pictures thing. And like he was supposed to take me to Houston to get the rest of my stuff from my brothers when I was in Arkansas. And I, no, you crazy. So
okay? But here's the thing: in this situation, see, your person, he had information about you. But in this situation, how do you tell if you care about somebody, do you lie to them? No,
no,
I will hope
no,
not.
no.
But then there is Nate the Agitator who says lying is essential. And in this case, it's almost tragic because does she blame herself to get out of it? Can she put it on herself and say, I'm not interested in a relationship when indeed she is?
Just go ahead and tell him that it's not gonna work out between y'all. Just because he's already
Okay,
started spending
now
money to come
here's
see you
here's
and
the
stuff.
other layer. You said just tell them that it's just not going to work out. Here's the other layer. The person that he ended up staying with, his friend, which she didn't know that they knew each other, is who she's interested in.
Baby, it's not gonna work out with him either. It's not you. Let the other man know that you not interested in him, but the one you interested in is his friend. It ain't gonna work because friend ain't gonna do it. It depending on how cool they are. If they real close and real cool, he ain't gonna do it.
Here's the thing. They both know the guy. They both know the guy. And nothing, the guy, I guess they kind of was looking at each other, but that guy came in and said, "Oh, I know him," and decided to stay with him. So that's another thing. So if you really like this guy, period, you like that guy and always like had a crush on that guy, this guy's trying to talk to you. So they didn't know the other. That's how
In
it
that
happened.
case, she need to tell him, be like, I didn't know you knew him. He didn't know I knew you, but I've always
I've
had a
always
crush
had a crush
on
on
him.
him.
Just tell him. Just tell him
Just
that.
tell him.
Yeah, just tell him
Tell
that.
us.
Because if she was already crushing on the friend in the first place beforehand, then
Yeah, they didn't
there's
know. She didn't know
right.
they
So
knew.
then there is no reason for her to even just tell him, listen, I didn't know you knew him. I've had a crush on him forever. I was kind of interested in him, and just just tell him. Just tell him. Just tell him.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the Texas. You could say, I'm doing me right now. I don't have time to entertain anyone at this time. Would
But
is
that
that
would
a
be a
nice
lie.
way? That's a
Yeah, but
lie?
that still would be a lie. Especially if she interested in the friend that she didn't know was his friend.
Yeah, until he got to the place. So now
Right.
she just isolated from both. And then she should have told him when he introduced her to his parents.
That's true.
But you don't know when someone's going to introduce you. And I'm wondering if he introduced her as his girlfriend or friend, because I'm the type of person to be like, "Oh yeah, I just met him. Your son seems like a nice person." so that they could pull their son back and say, slow down.
Right.
And it's not, there's no smash, there's nothing. I was looking in the comments where it says, is it pre or post smash? There's no sex involved. It's just, how do you end it with somebody? Because you, back in the day, we used to call on the phone and be talking on the phone at 3 o'clock in the morning. You go with the person, yeah, we together, and then y'all meet up at the mall on Saturday, and he don't look the way you thought he looked, or you thought he was the wrong person. You thought he was somebody else, and he was the wrong person. How do you break up? Do you like?
You just don't answer the phone no more. Like, I ain't home. I used to tell my mom, tell him I ain't home with my brother. Tell him tell him I ain't home. My brother, I would tell him I ain't home. My brother would be like, she said she ain't home. Click. Like, dude. Yeah.
Wait. With social media being as popular as it is, there is no not home. They gonna look for that green dot. Oh yeah, I was asleep. I see the green dot.
So many people get me that way. Like, you asked me, why didn't you answer me? You see me, I seen your green dot on. Dude, just because I'm gonna tell y'all now, just because you see my green dot don't mean I am on.
Okay, Facebook. Not you. Let's focus here. Let's stay here with the task.
But that's with anybody. Just because somebody's green light on don't mean they on there.
So with that being said, okay, I'm looking in the comments. She should have said that pre-flight. Sometimes when people are insistent and adamant and are so kind, how do you say that pre-flight?
Right.
Everything is not boom, here, yo, what's up? It's not that. It's just, hey, we're friends. How you doing? He said he likes me. He wants to get to know me. And 9 times out of 10, if it's a female, we already know that our friends is like, girl, just give it a try. And you be like, I'm not feeling this person.
Right.
It's something about this person. How do you get rid of them? Do you ghost them?
That's so hard, but I'm known for ghosting.
Honestly, I think that's the only way. So that when years later, you don't end the friendship because you just disappear. And then years later, you see them out, be like, hey, how you doing? Be like, what happened? Whatever happened? It just wasn't the time. But I think we need to be honest. I think we need to be honest, though, with people.
Right.
With this whole judgmental world and all these lies and where we are right now, I think if we truly care about somebody, we need to be honest with them. And if it's going to hurt their feelings, I mean, feelings are going to be hurt.
Right.
Otherwise, you're just going to be hurt because you're not happy and you can't move on.
It's kind of scary because what if that person is crazy? Like you've had people right, and you've had people that have done that, and then they turn into a stalker, and the next thing you know, you dead. So it's like it's kind of you stuck in a situation either way. You're stuck in a situation because you never know with this crazy world and crazy people anymore. Some people don't take rejection well, no matter how nice you are to them. And if you just boom outright like Nate wants you to, then you really gonna be a dead person because so it's hard.
It is. She thought about becoming a nun. Nick's face is like, what? Listen. This is
did she think about this pre?
I promise you, I am not making this up. And to me, I would not take on a whole new career just to save somebody's feelings. She thought about
becoming a nun.
She did before. It was in the cards anyway. Before.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't like, maybe I'll just be a nun. Because I know y'all be like, Mel, you play too much. You just making up stuff. No, this is for real. It truly is for real. But I think that she needs to tell him, we need to learn how to cope. We have poor coping skills. We need to learn how to cope. That's why everybody's throwing tantrums and unaliving people, because they have poor coping skills. Rejection is real. This is the everybody gets a trophy.
No, everybody don't.
Give that man a certificate of participation. Even they didn't
And there
participate
you
that far, but just say, it was great seeing you. I see you better as a friend. And I think that you probably should be able to do something like, you're like the brother I didn't have, or the cousin that I didn't have. I can trust you, blah, 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 blah. And let's hope his parents don't say, you always marry your best friend. Let's hope that's not the case. If that's the case, then you got another problem. But we do need to be honest. Now, there was a situation where a husband was honest with his wife about her weight. One of them was left unalive. He was being honest about her weight, and this weight was post pregnancy. They got into an argument, and one of them left the building and the other did not.
now you because you were and don't get me wrong, people, postpartum is real, and she may have been in postpartum, but now because of you being sensitive because your husband said something about your weight, which he was being insensitive because, sir, she just had a baby, your baby. Now he's dead because of his opinion. Um, but postpartum is real. That we don't know. She may be going through postpartum, and that's something that men don't think about when they open their mouth and say certain things. And I don't want to hear about lying is essential. Sometimes you just need to learn how to zip it. Zip. And some of y'all don't know how to do that.
That's how women get cheated on, though. That's how we get cheated on, because we want you to be honest. Okay, I need you to be honest with me. You should be able to trust me. You should be able to say how you feel, because I say how I feel. And then when you say how you feel, you don't like that I feel this way. And then that's a problem.
But my
It's kind
thing
of
is, they have to gauge, like at the time, like you have to gauge, like you have to be able to read between the lines or just know your mate. She may be suffering, may have been suffering from postpartum. That is real.
It is. Let me say this. Post pregnancies. Now, you gain weight post pregnancy. My child was what, 13? This baby weight. Okay. There is a time, and if you are with someone who like their women one way, that's why a lot of men don't want women to get pregnant, because they know that weight. And they'll tell their fiance, do you plan on having children? If they say yes, they'll be like, I'm not gonna marry this person because this is the body that I want. People have preferences, and we can't be upset with someone's preferences. We have preferences, and we can't expect, let's how many husbands end up with the dad body? Don't nobody want nobody with a dad body. Well, I don't. I mean, for real. It's like, no, I need you to be fit. There's Nate. Lying is essential. You have to be honest with your partner, but you can't be upset when they are honest. Otherwise, when they start cheating, then you're upset because, oh, he stepped out the marriage. Well, I told you 1,000 times over, this is the person that I like. I told you that before we got together. I like this figure. And yes, should you be sensitive to somebody if they get sick or something like this, like on prednisone? Y'all see me. You know what I mean? On prednisone, they're on this right now. Okay, how long you gonna be on that prednisone? That says that that's his preference. I can't be upset with my mate because they like a certain size or have a certain desire. You know, and I can't give you that, and I decided to give up and not go to the gym or even try, you can't be upset when they walk away. Because I have mine too. I took a picture of a dude, his butt was so big, he ain't believe me. And I'm like, I'm getting disgusted. I ain't lying. I was getting disgusted because they were gaining so weight. And I'm just like, ooh, gaining so much weight. I took a picture when they walked away and just sent it to them. This is what I see when you walk away. And you know what happened?
What?
They said, "Oh my God, my butt is huge." It was almost like a like a rhinoceros.
Oh,
It was terrible.
that's why I only date men who see all of this lusciousness, this fluffiness, and they're okay with this fluffiness, so they don't care whether I gain it or lose it, long as I don't get morbidly obese.
And let me clear this up. The situation we were talking about, it was an argument that escalated, but it started from that weight argument.
Mm,
I want to put that out there, and it doesn't justify that. He could have just
it
left.
doesn't. Right.
That's the answer. Just leave, not die. But there are men who like thicker women, and then everybody on the shots, I don't even know. There's so many different ones now, and they get thin, and their mates aren't liking them. I.e., like a female, if you like a bigger dude, and then your dude just start losing weight and get super skinny, now you like, I don't like branches. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
It's
don't like no
all
bean
preference.
poles. I don't.
It's all. Would you say you don't like what bean poles?
I don't like bean poles. I don't like no super skinny dude. That's why there's certain range I stick to. And even if you lose weight, as long as you ain't getting skinny.
Okay, so there's preferences, because I know some people that are interested in bigger women. They like thicker women. And she lost a lot of weight, and he was like, I'm out. And she didn't understand why. She felt good about herself. And her family tried to say, oh, he's just jealous because you look this way and you looking good and you're out there. Those are homegirls talking to her, when in actuality he liked her thicker. He was attracted to a thicker woman. And if you looked at his track record, they were all bigger women. And then that was the problem. So now you lost all
Maybe
this
that
weight.
wasn't, you should have known that wasn't the man for you then. Especially if you were trying to lose weight, you know he likes him in a certain way. That's something that you should have just been like, listen, I know you like women like this, but I'm unhappy with my body and I'm trying to lose weight. It is just part ways, because
And you see,
yeah,
when you're
now
married,
you're hurt.
it's when you're married, it's different. But I'm gonna
Is
tell
it?
you
Yeah.
what the bigger picture is in this whole scenario. Even that particular situation, it's all about personal preference. That's what today's footnote is. It's all about personal preference. And if you are not honest with yourself, we can't expect you to be honest with us.
Boom.
All right, I got to give Nate's code. He said, fellas, the code for a man to lie: when a woman says, just be honest with me. Lovely people, that is my time. I thoroughly enjoyed you, as I do each and every single Saturday. Do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, and share. We're on all socials and wherever you get your podcast. Make sure you check your girl out. Shop Talk with Mel. Next week, I'm going to try to get a young lady on. She sells sea moss. She was supposed to be on today to talk about it, but somehow we didn't get to connect. Listen, I tried it. That sea moss for the first time. And I know I'm late on the game. I'm late to the game.
Girl,
But
that sea moss juice is the business.
okay. But I'm gonna try to reconnect with her, get her on, and let you guys know what's happening. Entertain you, all right? Find you, embrace you, most importantly, always, always love you. Until next week, people, you know what it is. 1, 2, 3. Shop Talk.
Shop Talk.
Oh my God. You know Nate is loving that. Nate is gonna love that. He gonna be like, what happened? It was all.
We said it at the same time. From where I'm at, I don't know who lagged behind, but we said it at the same exact time from where I'm at.
Oh,
Y'all let us know if we sound.
that's all right. We'll just type it. Shop talk. That's it. So, lovely people, I guess this is the new world we're in. You ready? And here we are.
Here we are.
Tragic. We got to get back on track. Reclaim who we are as people. That's what we got to